Your scans show some fascinating activity. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone so stressed before. Let me see. And there's nice there. Wow. That is fascinating. I would actually love to rescan you before we get started, if you don't mind. It's just that since I've never gotten those sort of results before, it makes me think that perhaps I need to make sure that can be duplicated before I take this as a valid piece of evidence. Is that all right? Wonderful. So the scanner can be kind of loud, at least the one that I have here. So I'm going to put some headphones over your ears, and from this point onwards, I am going to need to be touching you for both the scan and the treatment. Is that okay with you? Wonderful. Thank you. Some simple collapsible headphones here. I'm going to put these on your head, and it's going to sound a little like we're inside of your head, really. And I'm going to do some scans with my handheld scanner. We're going to look at your nervous system activity. Here. How does that fit? I have my little scanner here. It's very simple. And what I'm going to do is there is the little scanning bit right in the tip here. And I'm just going to wave this all around you. Now, I'm just going to have you hold still for me. And we're going to take a look. From time to time, you might hear a beeping sound. And that's just our scanner picking little bits of information up, finishing its passes. I think so far. We might be able to get, here we go. Might be able to get some information here. Luckily, there is no sort of formal scanning technique that I have to take here. It's just mostly about making sure everything is covered. And you don't happen to feel any static electricity, do you? There's no sort of crackly feelings at all. Any tingling? Might have to keep an eye on that. It might just be the electricity from your neurological system. But we have seen in some cases some, let's call them mishaps. There are occasional mishaps. I'd say they really only occur every 4th or 5th person. I haven't had any today, and you are my 6th patient, so good. And how is this? Some people find it to be relaxing. Some people get a little more tense. I just want to check in. Good. You might be able to hear a little bit of rain outside. It's very windy. Very windy. Little smatterings of rain here and there. Yeah. We've almost about got it. I'm going to up the sensitivity just a bit. And just do a general pass over everything. I want to see if we can get another scan lit up like a Christmas tree. That would be quite, I hate to use the word interesting, it's been so watered down, so diluted, but it is indeed of interest. Okay, let's check. Well, that first scan was not incorrect by any means. Let me zoom in here. Wow. My gosh. You ever take a day off? Are you ever able to enjoy said day off? Well, I am going to take the headphones off and we're going to try to reset your nervous system. I say try, but the success rate has been quite high, so I really have no doubts. I'm going to take them off. So, how this usually works is I'm going to have you focus on an area of your body, and on my computer here it should light up that area, and that means I can target those nerves. Now I will be going in and pulling out the corresponding nerves, and we'll give them a bit of a cleanup, right? So first, I'd like you to focus on the center of your forehead, right here. You could focus on that point, right here. There you are. Good. And now on your nose, right here. Good. And your eye here, your left eye, your right eye, and your left temple, right temple, and your left cheek, right in here, and your right cheek. Good. The space between the upper lip and your nose, right in here. Good. And your upper lip, your lower lip, and your left side of your jaw, and your right side of your jaw. There we go. So everything's lit up, so I can start kind of getting in there. So it's kind of an So I'm working with some yarn here. These are not your actual nerves. But we found that our patients find it much more relaxing and find it easier to relax if they have a metaphorical, visual representation of their nerves, and they actually see us starting to untangle them, soothe them. So you've kind of got a whole lot of things going on here, and they're pretty tangled up. So I'm gonna try to get a few more areas, and maybe I can pull out a little bit more. So let's start with your left ear and your right ear. Good. The very top of your head here. The back of your head. And your neck here. Okay, that's a little bit more to work with. So let me see. I think I might. Okay, there's a couple, but I know there's another fiber in there. I might not be able to get that right now, but I can pull out that one. We're gonna have to start with that. Let me see. I'm gonna get in here. We're gonna do a little bit of nerve combing where I am manually untangling these knots in the nervous system. And we used to use a metal comb for this, but people found that to be a little cold, clinical, impersonal. So we switched to disposable wood, and it's really made a lot of difference. So I'm getting some individual strands here, but I've got a bunch of others that are still trying to hop a ride yet. When the nerves get so overloaded and entangled, it's really hard to target one area because you feel the tension all over. So, good. Good. And we are going to move down the body. So if you could focus on the hollow of your throat here, right in here. Good. And the sternum, the energetic heart center, if you will. Good, right at the sternum. And now if you could come to your left shoulder, right here. And the left elbow. And the left wrist. The left hand. Good. Now if I could have you bring your attention back to your sternum, to the center of your chest. lining up very nicely. Right shoulder and the right elbow. Good. The right hand, or the right wrist rather, and then the right hand. So I'm just gonna have my comb ready because I anticipate we're gonna get a few more fibers than we bargained for. Yeah, there's a lot in here. I would like to try to separate these out, but I think that, gosh, maybe, no, these are a mess. These are a mess. Let me see if I can get at least a few of these. There. Good. And we can just comb these through. Okay, now are we looking? There's still some tangling, but we have half the body left. So let's go ahead. I think this one can move to this side. There. How is everything feeling so far? Okay. Do let me know if it gets to be too much, especially because there are things that are still tangled. Sometimes when I'm doing some of the nerve combing, it can pull at some weird places. You might feel it in your foot or in the small of your back. Just kind of weird spots. It can be kind of strange. Good. Just that. So I am now going to have you focus back on your sternum here, and we're going to draw this to the bottom of your rib cage. Good. And the abdomen. Okay. And the pelvis. I think since things are so tangled in here, we're getting some kind of strange signals. Okay, that's a little clearer. So now if you could focus on the left hip for me, and the left knee, left ankle, and left foot. Okay, and back to the abdomen. And right hip. And your right knee, right ankle, and right foot. Let's see how that's coming. Good, that looks excellent. Let me just see if that was enough to light everything up. Okay, so I'm gonna take these bits. Yeah, that's a mess. But I think we've got everything highlighted. It's just gonna be a matter of trying to pull some loops through. We don't want to cause any further damage at all. be very careful. Maybe this one. There we are. Good. Now let me grab the others here. See. Here. Just going to give these a good comb through. Some of them are a little worse for wear. This one's quite kinked. Just gonna clean this up. And we are going to do a little bit of restoration work here so that we can reset your nervous system. Get you back to a normal level of stress for a person. I want you to be able to enjoy your days off, however frequent they may be. Now I'm going to start dividing these into specific places. So I think we have these 3. Yep, that's one. These correspond to different places on the body. There's another. I just want to divide these into their normal places. So let's move this off to the side. In order to keep these from getting tangled up any further, I am just going to do some quick braiding here. Not going to be anything special, it's just to keep everything organized. Yeah. Now these nerve bundles generally come in 3s and 4s. Sometimes less, sometimes more, but yours are primarily 3s and 4s. Up, and that should stay quite nicely. And we'll bring this one over. Does this feel okay? Just want to make sure I'm being delicate enough with your nerves. Don't want to exacerbate anything. Once we get these out of the way, we can be a little more slower, a little more gingerly. There we go. There. They look so nice when they're all braided and organized. So this was the grouping we weren't sure about, right? Oh, was this? We've got a 4-strand right here. So this one's going to be interesting. Twist in the middle. Twist in and twist in the middle. takes a little more dexterity than I typically have. I twist this one in. I twist it in now. And twist in the middle. Twist in. Twist in the middle. It's going to be very loose. Twist in the middle. Twist in. But then we can get a little bit of a rhythm with it. Twist in. And twist in the middle. Twist in the middle. We'll just keep going until we've got this suitably put together. Twist. Yeah. I think that's well enough. And now let's look at these. So I see some there. We've got you. We've got we have these and those. But this one there. One's rather short though. Sometimes we can get these variations in the nerves. We'll just twist these. Twist, twist, twist. Twist, twist, twist. Good. It's a nice color combination. We're going to get the last ones here. So we're going to just braid this. And then our next step is going to be to soothe the nerves. So even though I'm being gentle, I am handling them a lot. I was going to say hiding, which does not exactly fit. Been handling them a lot. And they're going to be a little raw, especially from being untangled and then grouped back into their bundles. Twist in. Twist. Twist in. And twist. There. So we have a little prepared solution for the nerves. And we will spritz that on. That way we're not handling them anymore. We are keeping our hands off. Then after that, I'm just going to be smoothing things down after they've calmed down a little bit. There. Almost done. So we'll smooth all the frayed little fibers and keep them from getting any worse. So our little solution here in just a nondescript bottle. This is an ultra fine mist, and it's going to instantly calm the nerves. So I'm going to cover your face so we don't get any in your eyes. Smooth that down. Just barely touching the nerves. The solution has an almost sort of anesthetic property where it reduces the threshold for activity. Rather, it makes it so there has to be a lot more activity for them to be aggravated. Gently smoothing out the bundles. Very gentle about it. One last round. Smooth everything out. Just let the solution work deep into the different bundles here. It's going to separate these. A little massage. Good. Now I'm going to do sort of a twofold action here, in which we are going to inventory your different bundles of nerves here, as well as sealing them up, putting them back where they should be. Should be all ready. So I am going to have you focus on the body part that I tell you. We're going to work from the bottom up. We're going to watch everything seal up. So first we're going to start with our right foot. Good. Right here. The right foot. And then the right ankle. the right knee, the right hip, and the abdomen, the left foot, the left ankle. Focus on your left knee and your left hip and the abdomen. And we'll move to the pelvis. Put that back. It's looking good so far. And we're going to go up the abdomen to the bottom of the rib cage and the sternum. Good. And we'll go to the right shoulder, the right elbow, right wrist, right hand, and then we'll go back to the sternum here, and we'll do the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left hand, back to the sternum, the hollow of the throat, the front of the neck, the right side of the jaw, the left side of the jaw. We have the right ear, the left ear, the back of the head, top of the head, and we have the forehead, we have the nose here, the right eye, the left eye, the right cheek, left cheek, the space between the upper lip and the nose, the upper lip, lower lip, pull everything together and you focus on the tip of your tongue, the root of your tongue, the gums, your teeth, and the space between your teeth. Just check. Okay, good. So now our final step before we do a rescan is we're going to do some deep breathing that is meant to bring any unnecessary nervous activity down as low as possible. So if you could please follow along with me as best as you can. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in on your head and we'll do a rescan. And we're just going to scan around. That's a little better. And make sure that your nerves are in a much better place than where they were. Just gonna get some general readings here. Just want to cover everything. And so far what I'm seeing looks a lot better. The resets usually bring us back to a very low, negligible really, amount of unnecessary nervous activity. But to see such a jump from where you were to what I'm seeing right now, that is nothing short of miraculous. I'm really pleased that we were able to do this for you. Now, in terms of maintenance, need at least a yearly tune-up of sorts, just depending on if you've had a rather stressful set of circumstances. I could see perhaps every 6 to 9 months. We can reset you back to 0, but that doesn't mean you'll stay there. Eventually it accumulates, but it shouldn't ever get to the level that you were at. Because that was a lot. So, just whenever you feel like you're getting much more easily irritated, maybe we're dealing with some anhedonia and can't really relax or get any pleasure from your hobbies or social activities, adventures, things like that. If you're much more fatigued than usual, getting sick a lot, not sleeping, then you're more than welcome to come back. These are all signs that we might need to do a little tune-up. Okay. Let's take a look. Much better. That's much better. How do you feel? It'll probably feel a little, well, it's almost as if you've just taken off a very heavy backpack that you've been walking around with for a long time. It might be a little disorienting, really. You've sort of acclimated to all this pressure and tension for so long, and now that it's not there. But I dare say you will get used to this definitely within the next 24 to 48 hours. The body is wonderful at adaptation. I'm going to take off your headphones. And that will conclude your nervous system reset. You have any questions for me? Wonderful. I hope you have a whale of a day and a good rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, it would greatly help me out if you clicked the like button and left a comment so YouTube's algorithm registers the personal attention ASMR roleplays, but I've done a little bit of everything from historical to sci-fi to fantasy. If you'd like to support the channel, I offer ad-free videos, early access on videos, and exclusive content on Patreon, or I also have a Ko-Fi link for a one-time donation or a throne wish list for props